Going more big picture, I think Illinois is obviously the last 7 years has the most Big Ten wins, last 8 years in the conference. So hopefully that keeps up. That's definitely something you can't knock on Brad for people that are still trying to find things to get upset with him about. But look, moving forward in the Big Ten, and you're obviously a basketball guy. What are your thoughts on just the Big Ten as a whole? Like a team that might take a step back, team that might take a step forward. Where's your head at with the rest of the conference?
Well, I think Michigan will always be good with Dusty May now. I know they'll probably have some guys leave like Mara and obviously Yaxel. I think Cadeau and Kaysen and McKinney will probably all be back. So they got a pretty good core too. We'll see what Merez wants to do. He could be a first round pick, maybe a late first round pick, but he might stay just with the NIL nowadays. So they'll always be good. I think Michigan State will be really good next year. Obviously with Tom Izzo still, as long as he's there, they'll be good. And they've been slept on the past few seasons too. So they'll have Fears back. They have a couple freshmen that are good, and I think Kohler and Cooper are graduating, but they still got Carr. So a couple starters coming back. I think those three teams will probably be the best as of right now for me going into next season. We'll see what UCLA wants to do. I don't think anyone. I guess Purdue too. You always got to keep them in mind with Matt Painter. But TKR, Fletcher Lawyer, and Braden Smith are all gone. So it's a new era. They got Omar Meyer coming back. He announced today. So, they'll be solid. They'll make the tournament, of course, but I don't see them being better than us. And I guess some teams that I just feel like aren't that good is Ohio State. They still have D. Blair as the coach. He was good this year as a 8 or 9 seed that they got, but I just can't see them taking the next step. We'll see who comes back for them. And just those West Coast teams haven't really impressed recently, so I'm not too worried about them. I really think Illinois is in the driver's seat to challenge Michigan for a Big Ten title again next season.
Yeah, the first thing I thought of was Purdue because those guys have been there forever, so it's hard to even imagine what they're going to look like.
Yeah.
And maybe they have another 7'3" guy or whatever coming in too, and they'll get a point guard from the backwoods of Indiana or something. But that'll be super interesting. I'm sure Painter will figure it out. Iowa, I think if McCollum gets some legit D1 players, and that's no slight against those guys. They obviously went to an Elite Eight, but he's got way more budget now. He just committed and said he was staying at Iowa. Apparently, he talked to UNC, but was like, "No, I want to stay at Iowa." Who knows what's actually true? But they could be a wagon, which I don't love. And
yeah, they'll be good for sure. Forgot about McCollum.
Yeah,
he's amazing. They'll definitely be good for years to come.
It was 18 teams now, so it's easy to
hard to go through them all.
Yeah,
Nebraska. We'll see. It's impossible.
Nebraska is going to be completely different. And then is Indiana ever going to figure it out? I think DeVries. It's like, okay, you get a first year nowadays. Some coaches do flip it in 1 year, but they didn't completely flip it and make the tournament. But now that he's been there for another year, I'm sure their budget's going to be stupid high. Yeah, it should be an interesting run. There's going to be a lot of change, a lot of turnover. I would be surprised. I like Sprinkle at Washington. I was surprised how bad they were. They had a lot of injuries and stuff. And then I think Minnesota, Nico Medved, right?
Yep.
I think I watched them play in the Crown the other night and they lost, but they, with the limited resources and stuff they had, and they were still able to get up for some big games this year. I mean, they played us really tough. I think being there, he's from Colorado State, knows how to win at the lower levels. A lot of those coaches are interesting that have won at the lower levels. And it's like, okay, now you give them Big Ten resources and money. And I know Minnesota's not crazy resources, but yeah, the Big Ten's gonna be super fun next year. And there's gonna be a lot of change. And I mean, Illinois has got to have, I don't know who would have more returning core than Illinois. If our core comes back, that can come back. I don't know who would have more returners than us. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone right now. But to your point, Nico and McCollum are great. I think they'll be good. Minnesota's a little bit tougher, I would say, but two really good coaches. I think they could both make the tournament for sure. Indiana's a football school now, so we'll see if they can make the tournament. But I mean, if you don't make a tournament in Indiana, you're not doing your job. So I'd obviously give DeVries a couple more years, maybe 2 or 3 years. But if you don't start making the tournament in Indiana, you're going to be gone pretty quick.
Yeah, and who knows about Wisconsin? I'm sure they'll bring in a guard and then have, a couple few tall white guys again that can shoot.